Hey, you guys. So let's take a look and see what message Spirit has for you at this time. Okay. So it looks like there is somebody that is, I don't really feel like this is your energy. It feels like there's somebody that is making steady growth and progress to be able to come toward you. That's the energy that I'm really immediately getting. There's somebody who is, maybe they felt like they could not have what they wanted with you. Maybe there was another relationship that was in the way, or they just had been emotionally wounded. Now they understand that the key was always in the room with them to free themselves. You know, the understanding of not feeling good enough, the understanding of being afraid to be vulnerable, all of the understandings that were holding them back. They're understanding that they always had the ability to free themselves to walk into everything that they wanted with you. And part of them feeling and understanding this is about the fact that they may be in a more financially stable position to see that truth. You know, our emotions can often be connected to money. And if we don't feel that we are financially stable enough, how can we have time to think about how we feel emotionally and mentally when we're worried about getting to what we need financially so that we can feed ourselves, so we can pay our bills? So they're in a place, more financial stability to be able to, process and see the truth of all of that understanding. When you met them before, when you saw them and connected with them before, they were in such a financial deficit that they couldn't think straight pertaining to all the emotional understandings. Now they're in a more stable financial energy to be able to give attention and see things clearly. Yeah. So they've been in this process of thinking and been in this process of growing. And for some of you, it could be that they are going to release themselves from old environments that they don't want to be in. But for many of you, I get that they are also just healing emotional wounds, trauma wounds that is what stopped them from being able to show up for you the way that you wanted them to. The bottom of the deck energy shows up as that too. Releasing a lot of emotional understandings that were holding them back. Yeah. They're starting to feel, I don't get that they're completely there yet. I don't get they're completely this King of Pentacles energy yet, but they're starting to feel more confident, more confident in the energy that they can give you what you deserve, that they are good enough, more secure within themselves. Yeah. I don't think it's talked about enough that, again, money really a lot of times in our life will make us feel insecure. And it can be anybody. If you don't have enough financially, you can feel a certain level of insecurity or not good enough in certain ways, even if you don't realize it. Sometimes it can be subconscious. Yes, but they're leaving that behind. They're headed towards you. Leaving all of that stuff, clearing all that emotional stuff behind and headed towards you. Headed into a new day, hoping that you can be a part of that with them. They have had to climb over, really, they've had to work through a lot of tough energy to get to that. And this also is showing up as maybe, again, they could not show up the way that you wanted them to because they had to work. They've been in the process of working to where they need, doing some hard work to get to where they wanted to financially, to feel confident in themselves. I know sometimes people just, you want people to just be open to you and be in a relationship with you. But if they don't feel right with themselves, how can they show up for you the way that you want them to? They had to get to a place of feeling right with themselves, confident with themselves that they had something to offer, so they wouldn't be in a sense of, needing you to give them all this understanding of that they were good enough. You cannot pour the truth of somebody being good enough into them. They have to understand that for themselves. And this person had to climb over a lot to gain that understanding that they do deserve to be happy, that they are good enough, and be in this more confident energy to understand that they deserve to have a good life with you, that they are deserving of someone as good as you. They may be afraid that, they missed out on this opportunity though. They may be afraid. Yeah. See, for many of you, it may not be that this person was in a relationship. Anything can be a karmic interference. So it could be that this person's work this person working and growing themselves financially was getting in the way of a connection with you. They did not feel like they had what they needed to be what you deserved. They felt very insecure. But now they're leaving that behind and they feel more balanced. They feel more able to really think about and be open to their emotional understanding. And they want you to be a part of that. They are. I do get fear that you won't let them in. I do get fear that maybe you have another partner. But yeah, I don't really get for many of you in this reading that this is about them being with somebody else romantically. I don't get that that was the interference. Yeah, it could be that you're with somebody and they're worried that they missed out on that chance or this opportunity with you. They're worried and afraid. They also think about the ways in which they may have hurt you that you've had to heal from, that made you move toward this other person. But they're going to try to come towards you. They just really, really hope that they have not missed out on this opportunity. But they did have to go through and get to a place of feeling confident within themselves. They really did. But that's the understanding here. I hope this message resonated. And if it didn't, I hope you find what does.